Are we rolling? Alright, we're rolling.
You better get your sports straight. You better get your sports straight. Look it up. Google it, fool. Google it.
Welcome back to a new video. We're out here today.
I hate to play, I hate the game. Yo, don't hate the player, hate the game.
You know what today is? It's Monday, so you know what that means. It's a Skateboard Graphics. Okay, you can screen print your skateboard graphics. Today we're gonna show you how to do the skateboard graphic with a stencil and spray paint. We have a blank board here. I bought this on the internet because that's where mostly, not mostly, 100% all the time is where I get my skateboard stuff is on the internet, because I like skateboarding blank skateboards that don't have pictures on them or graphics on them, because I like screen printing the graphics. That's what I used to do back in the day. Or today we're gonna show you how to do a stencil with a reverse sticker. We're gonna get more in detail with that here. So, blank skateboard. I skated an 8.5 Canadian maple, 100% rock hard. You hear it? Hard as a rock. So we're gonna show you how to do it the correct way. There's many different ways of doing it. You can hand cut your stencil with a razor blade and some like whatever. That way is okay, but every time that I see somebody try to stencil a skateboard with like a hand cut stencil that does it like that, the stencil always, you can tell that it's spray painted. Today we're gonna show you how to do the stencil the right way, and you can still spray paint it, and you can looks like a screen printed skateboard, but you stenciled it and you spray painted it. So here we go. Glossy vinyl, that's what we have. The cut settings is at 2. I'm gonna do 2 passes, and then we're gonna get cutting. Always do a test cut. Always, all the time, always do a test cut. We did the test cut, and now we know that it cut out right, and the levels of the blade is set perfect. So now we're gonna load it back up, and I'm gonna cut out the graphic. I'm coming after all the crafters out there that think they're the big dogs on campus, when the little dudes out here like me that are doing it as a small business and know how to film. I'm not trying to, like I said this before in another video, I'm trying to make fun of these people that are doing this thing, but step up the production of the quality of your videos. And that's why I don't need to look at my screen. I can look straight into my lens, and that's locked eye to eye. We're eye to eye. Now we're gonna go to the montages. The montage. So you don't need that much equipment to make good videos. I mostly sometimes shoot these on my GoPro, but my GoPro died. So we're on here on the real camera today. As that's cutting out, there's really nothing really to do, but just to wait for it to cut out. I'm not really a crafter. I'm just out here like, I do make t-shirts and I sell t-shirts on my website, but it's not like I'm out here doing crafts every day like an old grandma. I'm out here making like ill graphics for skateboards and t-shirts and stickers for cars and stuff like that. I don't really just sit out here and craft some stuff. You can call it crafting, but it's like, I'm
An artist?
well, yeah, it's an art. There's an art to it, but like crafting, the crafters, people that use the like if you look it up on YouTube, people that use a Cameo 4, it's like a crafting community. I don't craft. Well, you can call it crafting. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about it. Like, because I do have the website forevercrusaders.com, and if you haven't gone down there and look, I dare you to go down there and look and see something. And if you see something that you like, you can order it, or if you want something custom made, we have a spot for that too. It worked out really good. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna cut the excess off, and we're gonna weed out the insides. Hope this is making sense to you, because it makes sense to me in my head. So we're gonna cut this out. If you actually subscribe to the channel and you know about skateboarding, you should know about skateboarding. And if you don't, I'm gonna tell you, there's a difference in shape. And even though this is a popsicle shaped skateboard, there's a difference between the nose and the tail. The tail is a little bit smaller and the nose is a little bit bigger. I believe, there we go, I had it upside down. So the nose right here, you could usually tell sometimes on skateboards, blank skateboards, there's always a little dot. I don't know if you can see that dot, but there's always like a dot or an X or something that they hit in with a punch or a scribe right here on the truck where the truck's supposed to go, so you can't see it when you're actually skating or whatever. But there's usually a dot, or they usually put what size skateboard is in between here, or a sticker. but there's a dot right here, and you know the nose of the skateboard is a little bit bigger than the tail, and the way that we're going to put the graphic on is between truck holes from here to there, just like that. So we're going to weed it out, and I'm going to show you how to do that. This is where a real tripod would come in handy, so I could get like an top view, like an overhang top view like this, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Stencil out of a sticker, you want to weed out the insides instead of the outsides, so the outside of it stays, so when you spray paint it, it works. Got the stencil locked and ready to go. For a reference for me editing this back and watching this, never ever use this brand of vinyl ever again, because it's like, even though that my vinyl cutter is brand new, this vinyl right here was so hard to weed out. It shouldn't have taken as long as it did. I should have had this weeded out, and it should have been painted on the board already by now. But the second step, well, it's the third step, but it's the second step before the process of actually painting it on the board, is you got to put the sticky backing on the sticker to make the sticker stick onto your skateboard or whatever you're sticking it onto. It doesn't have to be straight because we're using it as a stencil, so that's why I am cutting it with scissors other than my paper cutter, because right now we're just trying to get this done. It's turning out really good. It's gonna go in the center of the skateboard. This actually turned out better than I thought it was going to. Look how dope that is. Now we're gonna press it onto our skateboard. We finally got it. It turned out okay. Like it turned out really better than I thought. Again, even though this vinyl is not that, it's like at least, I don't know how long I got it back, at least 3 years, 4 years old, maybe even longer old vinyl. This has been sitting around, but now we're gonna tape off our edges and spray paint it. Pretty much have it all covered up to where I know where I'm gonna spray paint, where the paint's gonna go. We are inside, but this is taking longer than I expected, and it's dark, but we are in a garage, so I have both my garage doors open, and I have a fan going, and I have a mat. So we're gonna spray paint this and let it sit overnight, because that's the way that I want to do this one, is because sometimes I'll hit it with the heat gun, or you can also use the hair dryer and dry it real fast, but this one I want to leave overnight just so it just dries, that I know it's fully dry. So there you go. Making a stencil out of a sticker for a skateboard graphic is really not that hard. We're gonna come back in the morning and see how it goes. We're gonna let that dry overnight, so we'll see you here in the morning. This is what it looks like. It says Forever Crusaders. It's a little iffy on some parts, but it's good for government work. This is good for my skateboard. If I was gonna do this graphic or something else to sell on the website or whatever, I would do a bigger logo. This was just to see what it looks like and test it out and see how it works. And it worked out okay, but if I did this logo again, I'd make it a little bit bigger and the lines thicker, because it was kind of hard getting it out. And then I would go into detail, take some fingernail polish remover with a Q-tip and go in there and get all this stuff off if I was gonna sell it. So again, we're out here Monday and Friday, and I'm getting hungry and I gotta go eat lunch because I'm getting irritated over nothing. That's what I'm getting hangry. So again, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you learned anything from this, let's have a conversation down below. And just remember, I'm doing this week's videos, and then next week I'm taking a break. So again, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, ring it so you know when I post videos. So again, we'll see ya. Sneezy. Ah.